Yo, what is up, everybody? It's 3:45. I am accompanied by Big Kep himself here on the Let's Get Sticky show. So I'm going to let Kep jump into giving you a little bit of background information about himself, and get to know him a little bit more, and then we're going to get into these questions. Go ahead, Kep.
Hey, first off, appreciate you having me on, man. I've known you quite a bit and for quite a bit of time now, probably what couple years maybe.
Yeah, heading
Um,
for 3 in November.
so um, I know everybody. That's like I'm everywhere. I know everybody. I know a lot of people on a personal level, including yourself. So hope everything's going good with your brain. I know you ain't got much of one in there, so I hope everything's good with that.
One of the best as can.
But I know you're married and kids and stuff, so I hope everything's well. So thank you for having me on here. Those of you that don't know and call me Kep, uh, I've been a streamer on Twitch for about 4.5 years, partnered, I'd say maybe two and a half of that, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember dates. When you get older, the days just run together, so you don't typically remember dates. I think I got partnered in November of 18, maybe. November 2018, maybe. So whatever, whatever
Right
the
after me
whatever the
coming in.
numbers are. But yeah, got started streaming Madden. Madden's angered me the last couple years, so this is my third year switching over from Madden to MLB. MLB ended up frustrating me this year, so I'm back on Madden. Now I'm streaming both simultaneously. I'll play MLB 3 days a week, and then I'll play Madden 4 days a week for depending on you know what days I decide to take off for family stuff and whatnot. But um, I'll be 39 years old in July. I'm a married father of 4 children, two stepchildren, two are mine, three dogs, a beautiful wife. And I know it's hard to think by looking at me that I don't have a beautiful wife, but I do. I outkick my coverage vastly. Um, but yeah, man, I enjoy streaming. It's funny because I keep being asked to be on people's podcasts, and my wife's been telling me forever to start my own. And I'm slow. I'm learning some things. I'm doing some things. I eventually want to start my own. So, but it's not going to be like a. It's going to be like a. I love Joe Rogan and Michael Rappaport, so it's going to be something like that. It's going to be everything, not just
Yeah.
video games, current events, news, sports, everything. It's going to be no filter, no holds barred. Like it's going to be how I am. I want it to be as authentic as possible. I want it to be as real as possible. No filter, no, and then once I get into it a little bit, then I'll probably start bringing people on and whatnot. Uh, but uh, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. Avid Philadelphia sports fan. If you don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do. Philadelphia over everything. I'm wearing Ben Franklin underwear right now. Uh,
Down to the drawers.
no, I'm just kidding. I don't have if I could find some, I probably would buy them. But nah, man, I'm excited to do this show. I want to see Smee come out of his shell because Smee's got this shell. I don't know. Smee's got this little shell that it coops him up. I want to see Smee come out of his shell. I want my personality and my sense of humor and my boldness. I wanted to come out and Smee in this show. I'm looking forward to what Smee's got in store for me with these questions because nothing's off limits to me.
No, I mean
Nothing.
that's how it
The
is.
only thing, the only thing, the only thing I don't talk about specifically is my military service. Like I don't get into
Yeah.
details and shit about that. But other than that, man, nothing's off limits for me. I don't have a filter. So
I mean, so the first one I want to really get into is I want to get your take on what's going on currently in the world. And I know you served in the military for a while, so I'd just like to see your view on it and get your take on it.
oh, whew, yeah, you getting right into the fire, baby.
Hey, you wanted
Um
it. The shell's off.
uh I have mixed emotions. I have mixed emotions simply, I did fight for the country, right? And when the stuff with Colin Kaepernick happened, when I at first off I was angry. At first off I was like, why are you picking why are you picking that time to protest? And the more I thought about it, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, you have the right to peacefully protest. whether that's during the anthem, whether that's during your grandmama's funeral. You have the right to protest whenever you want to, as long as you're doing it peacefully. So it didn't take a lot of time for me to realize that what he was doing was okay. And I had to battle with people with that. I had to argue with people about that. I fought for the country. I fought for the country, and I fought to protect the Constitution, the amendments, the rights of everybody, and the right to free speech and peaceful protest, and the right to assemble is right there in the First Amendment. So, as long as I understood why he was doing it. Like, I understood completely why he was doing it. I didn't understand like why he was doing it during that time, and he was doing it during the national anthem when everybody was like, "Well, you're disrespecting the troops." No, there's plenty of us that have fought for this country that wholeheartedly agree with it. So, as long as you're not burning the flag. I mean, I don't agree with the whole burning of the flag and all that stuff, but kneeling during the anthem, if that's what's going to bring attention to it, and we've got people now that are like, "Huh, he was right." We got a lot of people that are changing their tune right now because I'd rather have somebody kneeling during the anthem than what we got going on now, and buildings being burned, and people stealing stuff, and committing physical crimes towards people that are just trying to defend their businesses. And we don't know the truth. We don't know the truth, and it's sad that we live in the greatest country in the world, and a lot of people argue that, but we do. This country has a lot of freedoms that other countries don't have. So the fact that we the people are in the dark, we don't know if the government is lying to us. Like, we don't. 'Cause let's be honest, there's corrupt people everywhere, even in our government. So the fact that we don't know who started the non-peaceful protests, who started the looting, who started, like, if you're a group of peaceful people that have the potential to not be peaceful, let's be honest, everybody has the propensity to do something they're not supposed to. If you see somebody doing something, you're going to want to join in. Everybody wants free shit. I mean, you could get 1,000 people right now that would want a free MUT card, or a free PSN card, or a free monitor, or like, people want free shit. That's just the way it is. So if you can get away with it, there's gonna be a group of people that's just gonna join in. And then you got cities that, for no reason, you see pallets of bricks laying around. Like, who put what? Like, this stuff was staged. Water bottles of gasoline are staged with pallets of bricks. And then you've got a lot of the anger, a lot of the the violent protesting is being done by juvenile white children that don't have any home training, that their parents have no idea where they're at. They're out causing riots and starting looting and breaking buildings. And then you have what looks like to be undercover cops, or cops breaking windows, vandalizing stuff. Like, you have no idea what's going on out there right now. And before I came on here, President Trump, who
Mm,
is damned if he
mm.
does, damned if he doesn't. Like, I'm glad I'm not the president of the United States right now, because he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. And I understand he's done some things, he said some things that would lead you to question, you know, whether he's racist or not. And you don't want those questions raised if you're the president of the United States. So he was just saying that if the states don't start taking over and use whatever's necessary, law enforcement wise, National Guard, he's going to send in the military. Trust me, you guys don't want that, because military people took an oath to defend this country and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If they're ordered to open fire, and they're ordered to shoot to kill, or shoot to neutralize protesters and rioters, they will do it. So I I I I understand why everything's going on. So I'm just like, there's a means to an end. If this is what brings on, if this helps the future of the country, and it helps the future of my children, where they don't have to, and my children are white, so they don't have to worry about it. But I love everybody, right? I don't care what color you are, what your sexual orientation is, what your tax bracket is. I don't care about none of that. I only care about is if you're a good human being or not. If you're a good human being, and if you're racist, you're not a good human being in my book. You're just not. No, you should not have enough hate in your heart to 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 not like somebody simply by the color of their skin. I'm racist. I'm racist against assholes. I'm racist against people who don't know how to treat another human being with dignity, with honor, and with respect. I love everybody until you give me a certified reason not to. And the black community, the minority communities, they're fed up with how they get treated. And I don't understand it personally because I'm a white dude. I'm a white dude in America, so I don't understand it to the core. But I grew up like not your typical white kid. I grew up in a predominantly black and Hispanic community. We were the only white family in the entire block, and one other Vietnamese family. So I grew up around nothing but minorities: black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Cuban. I grew up in a big Hispanic and black community, and so I grew up, and I get it a lot. Like, why do you talk? Why do you try and act black? Why do you talk black? Why do you try and be like us? Like, what does that even mean? Like, I'm a product of my environment. I'm a product of how I grew up. I grew up in the inner city. I grew up around nothing but black kids and Hispanic kids. I sagged my pants. I listened to rap. I listened to hip hop. I did some shit I shouldn't have. And that's just me. Now I'm a lot more, I can adapt to pretty much any environment, but I'm a lot more sophisticated, so to speak. But if I want to go back to the street, if I want to be that dude, I can be that dude. Like when I get mad, when I get passionate, you can hear like the tone of my voice or my accent or the way I talk will come that part of me will come out. But I don't like seeing, like, I live 45 minutes away from Raleigh, and that's the downtown Raleigh where I've been to concerts, I've been to um food truck stuff or different festivals and stuff, the gay pride festival, all this other stuff. The street that they do it all on, everything's destroyed. The WRL news building windows smashed out, all these businesses smashed out, built, burnt. Like, I don't agree with that stuff, but they've been doing interviews. I've been watching on the news. And they've been doing interviews with the business owners, and the business owners are like, you know what, I can replace all this stuff. If this is what, and they're being honest, like, I thought I would see business owners just be outraged, and hardly any of them are, because they realize what has transpired that has led us up to this point. And I understand what has led us up to this point. So if this is what brings about change, if this is what makes this country a better place, where wholeheartedly 110% equality for every race, and burn it down. burn, burn it
Burn it
down.
down. I mean, I feel the same. I'm with you on that. I mean, I think what happened is, I think what comes from it is like we've tried it for so many generations. I mean, it goes back to Martin Luther King and all those guys. They did it peacefully. They did it without violence and did it without everything. But it's been going on for generations. It's still going unfixed. Un, different races are unwelcomed, and I think that's a big thing in this world, because majority of it, like, I mean, if you look at it, the media does stuff. I pay attention to the media a lot, and they show things, I think, to divide us at times, keep us divided instead of working together. Because I mean, there's a lot of good that goes on inside of these communities, where you have black, white, Puerto Rican, you got everybody working together. You don't see it. And I
Because
think,
good. That's because good doesn't sell. Good doesn't
yeah,
give ratings. Nobody,
exactly.
nobody. If you how many people are always trying to find the despicable videos of like shootings or stuff like that. Like, people are enamored on and are mesmerized by that stuff. They want to see that. They don't care about the good. Like, what? Like, that doesn't the good doesn't have any shock value. Good
Yeah.
doesn't have any ratings value. Good, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what the saying was back in the day. That's what sells. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what sells, right?
Yep.
Whatever sells is what's going to be is what people want to see. And that's the
100%.
same with the media. Like, I'll watch it and stuff. I draw my own conclusions. I'm not a follower by no
Right.
means. I'm a leader. So
100%.
I'm not gonna follow. I'm not gonna listen to the media. They can say whatever they want to. I know what they're about. I know, and they don't want us together. They don't want us. They want us divided, because then, what good are we together? So I it's sad that's what's going on, but
I mean,
Again, man,
I mean,
and
like
and Martin Luther King did all that, and it was all peaceful. And for the most part, there was a little bit of ruckus, but that man ultimately ended up getting assassinated
exactly
because they knew that he was on the
but
verge
changing the
of doing
world.
something really really good, and they didn't want that. So
Yeah, and I mean, and I think that's why you have the rioting, the looting, and stuff like that. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen where these people are peaceful, they're sitting there being, they're not doing nothing, and then you got the cops banging them with rubber bullets and stuff like that. I mean, violence with violence doesn't, it ain't gonna change nothing. It's gonna
no,
create.
and you can't. I don't think any of these the peaceful protests shouldn't have been bothered with. There should have been a police presence in case stuff got out of hand.
Yeah,
But I mean, you've seen police forces shooting tear gas into a peaceful crowd. What is that going to do? If you see a hornet's nest, right? A hornet's nest just chilling, they're not bothering nobody. Throw a rock at that hornet's nest. What's going to happen? Your ass going to get
you
stung.
stung.
Your ass going to get
Damn
chased
right.
down. Your ass going to get stung. Just let them go. If it's peaceful, they're just sitting there. They're just let them go. There was no reason for tear gas. There's no reason for rubber bullets. There's no reason for none of that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's that's what my biggest thing is. Seeing some of it, like I sat here the other night, and it's really disturbing my mind. Like, because I'm like you, I grew up in the city. I've lived in Baltimore, and that, like, there's section of Baltimore you can't be white and go into it because it's of how the world is, and I've lived with that, and with I've lived in the country. I've lived on both sides of it, and I've always been. I'm. I feel like I'm a lot like you when it comes to it. Is I'm not gonna. My mouth doesn't stay shut. I see it. If it's wrong, I speak up on it, and I think that's the biggest part of it now is that us being white. I feel like it's our job to help the other races out and speak up and be a voice with them, and give power that we have to them and help contribute to them being treated correctly and equally as us.
yeah, I'm a reactionary person. Like I always have been. That's something about me that's never changed. I got a swift, quick reaction to bullshit. So if I were to ever see any police brutality, bet my ass is going to jail because I'd be up there trying to pull them off them or trying to like. And that's another thing too is like if you're in a situation like that, people are so quick to pull out their phone and record. Like that's cool, cool. Give it to somebody who ain't got the balls to do something about it. Hand the recorder to somebody because I'll tell you what. I'll pull out my phone. I'll start recording. I'll hand it to somebody like I'll be right back, and I'm gonna intervene. I'm gonna interject. If I get shot, if I get like it's all being recorded. But and that's just who I am. Like I'm never gonna be the person to shy away from anything. If I were ever in, my wife carries, I carry. So if we're ever in a situation where an active shooter or whatever else, my ass is posting up somewhere and I'm waiting, and you're gonna get got. I'm not running away. I'm going in there. But that's just that's part of military training as well. Like I'm not gonna run away. I'm gonna run to it. Not gonna run away from it.
I'm
So
the same, man. Like I feel
I
in
don't.
that's a lot. And I think when you're like that, it speaks a lot of volume because we have. I was on a post I read the other day. It really got to me. I don't know why it got to me so bad, but I read it. It said, "Why do all white people hate African Americans?" I'm just like, like I automatically went to myself, and I'm like, well, I don't. I know you don't. I know
Yeah,
my
you
kids
gotta.
don't, and I'm just like, do I get on this? Like, do I intervene on this post and say something, which I did because I was like, I'm not. I don't want to be in that category. For some reason, I felt
uh,
like I was put in that category, and I'm like, I'm not that person. And I think that becomes because of what we this always seen, and you don't see too many of us stepping into that light and taking over it.
No, I don't. I think what it. They'll say that you know, black person will say that they'll include us all because when a racist white person says it, they include all of them. It goes the same way. Like the stereotypical nonsense, or you could say stereotypical if you want, right? If you're if you're a white person, you cannot say all black people, because it's not the case. And it's
Yeah,
and yeah, I've had friends that'll make statements like that, and I'll be like, whoa, 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 and they'll be like, they're quick to say, no, not you, Kep, you're a different breed. I was like, well, there's other white people like me as well. We're not all the same. We're not. Just
yeah,
just like, not everybody's the same. We all have different hearts. We all have different minds. We're not all the same. Not all, like, and it's tough. Like, I mean, I've been told before that, nah, Cap, you can't grow up in the hood. You're white. I was like, all right, well,
sure
you're
did.
gonna believe what you want to. I know where I grew up. I know how I grew up. I know where I grew up. I'm gonna tell you that, and you're gonna come back at me with, there's no way you grew up in the hood. You're white. Well, all right, and then um, I was also I've been told things. I've been told things too, and that's just the way some people are. I don't equate that to every black person hating white people,
Yeah,
and just because, like, I don't associate with racist people. I will not associate with racist people. I've seen some nonsense on Twitter from people who I didn't even know were like that, and I've unfollowed them. I don't want nothing to do with them,
exactly. I mean,
because
I've
I
seen
don't
it.
I there is no room in my world. There is no room in my world for racism, and I know it's never going to end. It's never going to end. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be somebody that hates somebody just because of the color of their skin, and I have no control over them. But what I have control over is whether or not I give them the time of day to be in my presence, be in my kids' presence. I've had a talk with my children over the last few days, and they know. They know. You don't hate somebody just simply because of the color of their skin, their sexual orientation, their economic status. If you hate somebody, you better have a darn good reason why you hate them, and that's if they mess with that's if they mess with your family or your money. That's the only
I
reason
mean,
you should hate somebody, if they mess with your family or they mess with your money.
now stepping into a talk with the kids, I think that was probably one of the hardest things I had to do. I mean, your kids are a little bit older, except for baby Cap. Um, Mine are 8 and 9 years old.
Yeah, they
Um,
don't they don't they don't completely grasp it yet.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tough one for me. Like, I mean, my daughter, my oldest one, she's very intelligent kid. I mean, she comprehends it. She can
So
fully
she
get
got
it.
it.
No,
So she got it from her mom.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, her mom, her mom. I mean, her mom don't got the common sense thing, but her mom got the book smart. I'm the opposite. I was a stupid jock and went out and played sports and hope for hope for to go to the Major League Baseball and all that other bullshit. Didn't pan out. But that talk I had to have, I sat down, sat there, and like I was just like, man, like I think these kids are 9 years old. Are they really gonna get it? But I've been watching my oldest. She's actually been like reading a lot on Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and all them like that. And she's done that on her own. Like she's fascinated with Black history, and so I kind of related it to what was going on in her books. I was like, well, you're reading about that's going on still to today, and I had to have that talk with a 9 year old, and it was something as a parent I wasn't prepared for, and I fully didn't know how to present that to him. How did you go about presenting that to you?
I just had them sit down, watch the news with me, and watch what was going on, and they didn't understand. They knew what happened, um, with George Floyd losing his life, and this was basically the breaking point. Um, I talked to them about the thing that happened in Alabama with Ahmed Arbery. Um, because you have to be an active participant in that stuff with them. I mean, I have my stepson's 13, my son's 14, my stepdaughter's 18. She's about to go off to college, so whether or not she's 18, that don't mean she's an adult, and that don't mean she knows what the hell's going on. I promise you that. But I don't have to have those talks with her, because she's a very, 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 very smart girl. Very compassionate girl. Thank God she's just like her mother. And not her. She was raised by her stepfather, not her biological father, but her stepfather. Thank God she's not like him. But um, my 13, 14-year old, they get it. They get it. my 14-year-old, my 14-year-old son, he's a junior. He's kept junior. He's just like me, so he gets it. He's very cultured, so to speak. He's got a lot of soul in him. He's just like me, but he knows, and I just grab him tight, and I just gotta hope to God, like I still have a lot of time left on this earth, but when I'm gone, even when I'm still like this, it's basically baby Kep's future world. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like I just want and baby Kep will be the same. He's already like me. So
Like
and
you.
he's
He
only and
is
he's
you.
only he's
He
only
is
4.
you.
He's only 4. So
He's just
I,
like
I'm
you. I
a
watch the
I'm
videos
a
and catch it, bro. Like you see the videos, he's like I'm just like, bro, two
I'm
of
a
you in
very
the world.
I'm a very old school parent. I'm a very old school parent. I raised mine just like I was raised without the physicality. Um, Now today I had to test baby Kep's butt because he threw the switch at a TV and broke the TV.
Hmm.
But
He's
he was
practicing,
angry that
Dad.
he
He's
was angry
practicing
that the
pitching.
he was angry that the he was angry that the switch died and threw it at the TV.
Oh no.
Uh, but I those talks are easy for me. And and when it comes time to have the birds and the bees talk, like that'll be easy for me too because I'm just a no nonsense, don't
Straightforward,
give a
yeah.
shit type of guy. So you got to have those talks. It's sad we have to have these type of talks because
Yeah.
my kids don't
Absolutely.
have that type of hate on their heart. I was watching something the other day where somebody was trying to say that we're all programmed to hate. The hell we're not. We're
That's a
not
taught
programmed to
that's a
hate.
taught thing,
That's
man.
He's some big dude on Facebook too. Like he has a huge following on Facebook, and he was saying how we're programmed to hate. Not programmed to hate.
We were
You
programmed to
might
hate, we'd
you're
all be
taught.
hating.
Yeah, you're taught to hate, and and I see a lot of people saying, "Well, get out there and vote." No, dude, you realize the majority of the
Rigged.
people we vote, the majority of the people we vote for are old, ornery, probably racist white men. It's just like baseball. Baseball's run by old, ornery white men. Like until that generation dies off, I'm sad to say that, but it starts at home too. Like it starts at home. My grandparents were racist. My grandparents were racist. I hated my grandfather would always make racist jokes and stuff. I hated it. I hated it. And then come to find out that I grew up where I grew up because my grandparents gave my parents the house because the neighborhood was changing and they didn't want to live there no more. So I'm glad. I'm kind of glad my grandparents are racist because there might
That
have been a
made you who
chance that I
you
would have
are.
been, or I would have been taught how to be, or because I grew up where I grew up, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm
100%.
glad. I'm glad they were, and both of them are gone now. They've been gone. They've been passed away for quite some time now. I didn't go to their funeral. I didn't. I didn't. Once. I think I was 16 or 17 when I found that out, and I was just like, I'm not. I'm not. And then that's a long. I'll be 39. So up until my grandparents passed away, I didn't talk to them just because they were that disgusting of humans to hate people just based on the color of their skin. And I didn't associate it with them. That's my own family. So I have no problem. I have no problem excommunicating people that ain't my family.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I see it myself right now. I mean, you've seen it yourself, how the world's working on Twitter with me, you. I've seen it. I've seen God, I spoke out, and I've seen a ton of people unfollow you, and I've seen a ton of people unfollow myself. I posted today about it, and I was like, "Go ahead, unfollow," because I'm gonna keep talking, keep saying what is right and
yeah, I
what
don't.
you know what I mean. And somebody said, I think it was somebody said something on the post. And it sucks that you can't say what you want without people hating you. I was like, that's okay if they hate me because I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep being the voice. Said they just worked their way out of my life. They didn't mean to be there. Cool. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that people
And and maybe it's not that they hate you. They just don't want to see it. Like they just want to like they don't want to have to deal with the outside world. They want to live in their own little bubble where they don't I don't want to see no negativity. I'm all about positivity. Well, you ignoring it, you not saying anything, that's what's that going to do?
nothing.
Everybody has to speak up about it. And I get it. Like I spoke up about it like instantly. Live stream, Twitter, whatever. like I don't like these robotic responses from a lot of these people. Like it was almost like wrote out. Like I'm a creature of emotion. I don't write
Yep.
things down. I speak straight from the heart. The shortest distance between 2 points is my brain to my mouth. And I don't articulate things. I'm a smart individual. I graduated with honors. I'm not only street smart, I'm book smart typically. I mean, there's a lot of I have a very extensive vocabulary. I'm a smart individual, but I don't articulate things well when it has to do with stuff like this or when it comes from my heart. And I'm very passionate about a lot of things. And this is one of them. So I'm sorry I can't get on Twitter and and type it out and make it sound all sophisticated and articulate and make me sound like a scholar because that's not who I am. Like I'm not going to get on there and write a thesis and make it sound like a paper or make it sound like a news article. Like I'm going to
That's who I'm
speak from
real.
the heart. So all these automate like it's almost like I see a bunch of automated responses and it was like typed up. Like, no, man, speak from the heart. Like this should this should this should this should anger you. This shouldn't bring out the scholar in you. This should anger you.
I mean, what I mean, I'm gonna
And
get. I'm gonna.
I don't attribute my life's work to followers. I don't attribute like people celebrating Twitter their follower number. Like if they hit a thousand followers on Twitter, oh yay! Like what? What the hell? How type of world we live in where you celebrate you hitting a milestone on like what are you trying to recruit people for your cult? Like no man, like I don't attribute my life's work to followers. So I've had a lot of people unfollow me. I've had a lot of people follow me, and I'm gonna and I don't care. I don't look at my numbers, my Twitch numbers, my Twitter numbers, any of that stuff, and think like I'm like that's to be celebrated. Like it's just not how I am. So you want to unfollow me? Go right ahead. And I have this little thing where, and because if you don't want to, if you don't want to be down with me, then I don't want to be down with you. Simple as that. I'm not going to invest my time into somebody that doesn't want to invest time in me, and that's simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. Now, getting into fun stuff here, got real right there. What's your take on EA as a whole, coming from like the Madden side?
Uh, I think if you would have asked me this like at the beginning of the year, I'd probably have a whole lot to say. But as time has gone on, I'm just at the point where I'm just like this isn't what we were talking about before, right? This is a corporation, this is a video game company whose main goal is to make money. It doesn't I wholeheartedly believe that it doesn't matter how much we complain, it doesn't matter. They're gonna do what they want. They're gonna make their bottom line, they're gonna keep their shareholders happy, and that's what matters. What matters to them is keeping their shareholders happy. And if the game sucks, the game sucks. They're gonna patch it. They're gonna do all this other stuff. Like I've come to grips with, you know what? I love football. I'm gonna play Madden. I'm gonna buy Madden. I'm gonna play Madden. I'm gonna complain about Madden. And when the next game comes out, I'm gonna buy Madden. I'm gonna play Madden. I'm gonna complain about Madden because I'm a creature of habit. Um, and I love football. And if 2K is a good game, guess what? I'll probably buy 2K and play 2K, and then I'll make a decision on which game I enjoy more. And it's the same with MLB. It's the same with SDS. I think SDS does, and Sony San Diego Studios is who makes MLB. MLB the show is coming to both consoles next year, so they're going to grow exponentially with revenue and sales and whatnot. So, and they're slowly going into to where again it's about money, it's about shareholders, it's about turning a profit, the bottom line. Now the SDS does a good job with listening to the community. Like they implemented a lot of things into the game that the community wanted, but the game's still a piece of crap. It's a bad game, but you know I'm again I'll be 39 years old. I keep saying my age. I don't know why, but I'm an old man. I grew up. You played a game for what it was. You had to blow in the cartridge to get it to work. But you
Fuck
played the
all
game
that.
to you played the game for what it was. There was nowhere to complain. If there was a bug, it was just a bug. You just had to deal
Yeah,
with it.
deal
Like
with it. Yeah.
there was no patches. I think I'm just at that point where I'm just like, you know what? The game is the game. I'm gonna play it for what it's worth. And my thing now is, and I was saying, I've been saying this lately, is it's one thing to be in the moment, be in a weekend league game or be in a head-to-head game or be in a ranked seasons game or a BR game and get pissed off and rage and cuss and do all this other stuff while you're playing the game, right? But when the game is off, if you're going to social media, if you're going to Reddit, if you're going to Facebook groups and you're still bitching about it, then that's a problem. Then you probably need to stop playing the game. When the state of the game is on your mind when you're not playing it, something's wrong. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to go to Twitter. I refuse to go anywhere and bitch, piss, and moan about Madden or what happened to me, or share a video, or share a glitch, or share a screenshot of somebody being angry at me. I refuse to do that because I'm not gonna let it consume me. A lot of people let it consume them. They'll take the Twitter, they'll take the Reddit, they'll take the Facebook groups, they'll post all kinds of videos, they'll post screenshots of people being angry. Like, come on, you don't tell me there's not one person that's watching this right now that has never sent an angry message to somebody over Madden or over MLB or you have never gotten on the headset when you were in Call of Duty lobbies and cussed the hell out of somebody because of a video game. If you haven't done that, you're lying. So I don't. It's like I said, it's one thing to be in the moment during the game. It's a completely different story when you're still consciously pissed off at the gaming company or at the game itself and putting it on Twitter.
Now, do
Like
you
that's
think
crazy to me.
you think it contributes that these games don't have another game behind them pushing for them to be better? Like at one point in time, you had 2K being able to make the game and Madden be able to make the game. They both were had a light, I guess, had the license to be able to make it. How do you contribute that the way Madden is made now that they don't put in the effort that they used to because of that game not being behind them?
I mean, if you look at games, how many games are actually in how many games are actually enjoyable? You know what I'm saying? Like people complain about Fortnite, people complain about Apex, people complain about Call of Duty. Like we're just in a day and
People just
age
like to
where
complain.
people just like to complain. Like nobody want like people just like to complain, and that's it. So I don't think it has anything to do with competition. I just think games are games. Games are gonna have bugs. And again, you either play it for what it is and you have fun while you're playing it, or you don't. And that's where I'm at with it, to be honest. That's where I'm at with
Yeah,
it. Like I knew darn well what Madden 20 was going to be as soon as I saw the blogs about X factors and superstar abilities, and I'm like, oh God, like
fucking
here we go.
Pokemon.
And sure enough, like players don't do anything. You have three players on each side of the ball that will do something for you. Everybody else don't do nothing. You know, like everybody comes. Well, how about this card, Kep? How about this card? How about that card? And I say the same thing every time. It won't do anything unless you have an X factor and an ability on it.
Exactly.
So that's that.
That's what
They
that's what I
all
was just. Somebody was in my stream the other night and they were asking. They were like, "Oh, well, did I get this person?" I was like, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, "Bro, it does not matter how good your team is. I mean, I'm like two players away from a 99, and it don't matter if because the other guy is gonna bring 10, can't block it, and you're gonna run the same play over and over. And like you said, if they don't have the ability, and sometimes the ability don't even work right on certain cards, and it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna get your face kicked in. Whatever that game decides it says when you click into it and you go into it, it's already decided if you're gonna take a beating or not. That's how I feel.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll as a content creator, as a streamer, right? My main goal now and has been for a while is to just enjoy what I'm doing, whether I'm raging or not. Like, don't like a lot of people just see me rage and cuss people out and do all that stuff.
That's the good
And
stuff.
that's part of my entertainment value, right? Like I
Yeah,
I understand that, but that's not all who I am, right? I can hold a conversation, I can, get to know. I'm very personable, I can do all that. But as a content creator and as a streamer, your main objective and your main goal is to just entertain the people that are watching. Make the people that are watching laugh, make the people that are watching cry. If you get into a serious conversation or you want to talk about life experiences, give somebody advice, make people think, make people Just enjoy the time that they spend in their stream, because ultimately the time that people are spending watching you, they can't get back, right? Time is way more valuable than money to most people. The only people it's not is rich people, right? Like they don't care about money. Their time isn't as valuable as money is to them, right? So a lot of these people that watch you, the time that they spend watching you should be them enjoying watching you. And I'll never be the guy, and I said this years ago. I said this 3 years ago, 4 years ago when I started. Like, I'll never be the guy that sits on a game just because it brings me money, just because it brings me numbers, just because it brings me views, just because it brings me subs. I've lost so much money leaving Madden and going to MLB. But I don't care, because if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then the people watching me is not going to enjoy what I'm doing. So what does it matter? Like, my ultimate goal is to make people laugh, cry, and think, and that's it. And I can go back, and luckily I can hold an audience of 100 plus normally, and a lot of people would kill for 100 plus people on a daily basis.
Damn
I know
right.
those aren't big numbers. Those aren't big numbers, right? Those aren't big numbers to a lot of people. Like, I get shit on by bigger streamers because I'm Big Kep and I don't have 500, 600, or 1,000 watching me. You know what? I love the 100 plus. I love the 90, the 80, the 70, the 60. I tell this to people. If you can't stream for 10, you don't deserve 100. So I will never be the guy to sit on a game simply because it brings me numbers. If Madden's pissing me off, I'm gonna go play MLB. If MLB's pissing me off, I'm gonna play Madden. I'll go back and forth just as long as I'm happy. And MLB frustrated me so much that I did go back to Madden. And I swore to myself I wasn't gonna go back to Madden 20. But I was so frustrated with MLB, and I didn't feel that I was providing a good enough place for people to come watch and come kick it and uh uh be as happy as I was. So I reinstalled Madden, hit somebody up, and he was like, "Hell yeah, Kep, I want you to come back to Madden. You can use my team. We'll use it together, yada yada yada." And that's what I've been doing. Now I'll stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll stream Madden. Sometimes I'll get up on a Sunday, depending on how much weekend league I have to finish. And I'll play Madden those days. And Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I'm playing MLB. And I'm having fun. I'm having fun. No matter the state of the game, I'm having fun. And like I said, I'll never be the guy to sit on a game and stay on it simply for numbers. And it drives me up a wall to see people that do nothing but bitch, piss, and moan about the game. But then as soon as they go live playing that game they hate so much, guys, make sure you sub. Oh, you can donate. Oh, you can Twitch Prime, do all the. Just give me your money. I hate what I'm doing. I can't stand it, but give me your money. Like, that shit drives me up a wall. Drives me up a
I
wall.
mean, that's kind of like me. I've been frustrated like to the T with Madden, so I've been playing a little bit of Call of Duty. That I know what happens when I push the button when I that game. It's I'm dropping. I'll go from being 30 people watching down to 6 people watching. If I care, no, because I'm having fun with the game. I when I took that break, and I DM'd you while I was taking my break for 30 days, what I had going on. When I took that break, it opened up a lot, man. It opened up a lot to my eyes. It opened up fear in my mind, I fucked myself up. The whole thing. I ran with big numbers at one, and I fucked myself up by getting toxic like that. You know what I mean?
Now
Playing
you
the
should
game.
you should you should never measure you should never measure you shouldn't attribute your life's work to numbers. You shouldn't attribute your life's work to how much you have in your bank account. You shouldn't attribute your life's work to how many people are watching you. You should attribute your life's to work, how good of a person you are, how good of a husband you are, how good of a father you are, how good you are to people. That's what I and maybe I haven't. A lot of people tell me, Kep, you haven't reached your ceiling. You have so much potential. Da 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 da. Yeah, probably. If I ran my shit like a business, if I cared about money, if I cared about numbers, if I did things, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change who I am, and it sucks because I realize that I do this and I do make a decent living playing video games for a living, but I'm doing so much more than that. I'm doing so much more than just playing video games. When my stream's not on, I'm not done being kept. I'm not done being myself. I'm talking to people, I'm answering DMs, I'm answering Discord, I'm answering emails, I'm answering whispers, I'm answering phone calls and texts because people have my phone number, because they've at one time or another needed my advice, or they needed a shoulder to lean on or an ear to listen. So um I stream, I try and stream at least 4 hours a day. Sometimes I only stream three because I got a wife and I got kids and I got shit to do at home. Um, if I go 6 hours, I'm grateful. I think yesterday I went like 8, and I haven't gone 8 hours in a while. So,
Unless you're drunk,
but
right?
just,
Twerking.
but just, well, that too. But when I'm not done being the person I am and being and I'm not even gonna say streamer or content creator. I'm not done being the person I am just because I'm not streaming. People don't see none of the stuff that I do when the stream's not on. None of it. Because I'm not one of these guys out here that want my ass licked all over social media. I'm not out there bragging about it. I'm not out there doing none of that because that's not what matters to me. Stardom doesn't no amount of money, no amount of stardom, no amount of fame will ever change me. And I don't care about all that. As long as the people that are around me are okay. And that's
I
what
mean,
that's what matters to
I
me
could
most.
attest to that 100%. I mean, I've been.
And I honestly think that you took those 30 days or however long you took. I was suspended for 30 days. I was suspended from Twitch for 30 days for going off on a racist, for going off on somebody that called me the N word with a hard R. And everybody's like, Kep, you're not black. What fuck does that matter? That
There's a
word
definition
triggers
to
me.
the
I don't
word. Yeah, I mean, there's a
I
definition
don't
to
have
that
to
word.
be, I don't have to, I can understand it when some people came to me and said that. And but I blacked out. Like I that where it triggered me. It triggered me. And he didn't know me. He only heard how I was talking. So he assumed I was black. And he had the nerve to call me that. And I lost it. And I went off on a dude for a good 45 minutes and I ended up getting suspended. I ended up getting suspended for 30 days just for repeating the word that was used in the context of why I said, why do you feel like it's okay to use the word mm? And I said it. And some whatever the hell, I don't have a word right now because it's irritating me, but somebody decided to clip it and send it to Twitch and could take it completely out of context, and they ended up suspending me for 30 days. But during that 30 days, I found in those 30 days, I realized two things: that uh a lot of people uh a lot of people weren't who I thought they were. And I did a lot of searching inside myself too, that I could have handled it a lot differently. And there was a whole lot of things. I couldn't sign into Twitch. I couldn't talk to nobody. There was a few people that reached out to me to see how I was doing. Um, and I'm very grateful for those guys. But during that 30 days, it opened up my eyes a lot, not only to certain things, within myself, but also certain things with Twitch and how to react to certain things and how to deal with certain things.
I mean, when you got all that time, like I said, when I had that time, I didn't realize how I let myself become. And then I mean, I've seen it. I've seen stream change a lot while I was in that frame of mind. But when I got away from it and I went and got the help I needed and all that stuff, and it was one of those things I came back and I haven't looked at a number. I don't care what the number is. I don't really care how many subs we got. I'm strictly here for my community, and my community has been like ridiculously strong behind me since I came back. Like I really thought I was gonna come back and it was gonna start over. It was gonna be a complete like zero, and that's where I was gonna have to come back to. And I was prepared for that, and I'm so glad I took that break and came and had that to be able to open up and come back to who I am and not be who I was. And
Even even if you wouldn't have taken you need a break every now and then because this stuff does get mentally exhausting. A lot of people are like, oh, all you do is play video games. Okay, well, maybe somebody else, all they do is play video games. I get emotionally exhausted from all the stuff I do.
yeah, I mean, you
not
definitely
just
do.
not
It's
not just streaming. I'm a human. I'm not a robot.
yeah. I
I got
mean,
a wife, I got kids, I got real life too.
yeah, I
So
mean, you gotta find the balance. The balance is, I mean, you are. I guarantee you, you've had the argument with balance between being on the stream too long, not putting enough time into the kids. We do it. Like, we put a lot of time in this, and a lot of people don't get the back. They don't get to see behind the scenes of what we are doing. I have 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a dog. I got a house to take care of. You got 3 dogs, kids, wife, like you got it all going on, and you're streaming as you're taking care of kids. Same thing as me. I got a 4 year old, same as you, and I don't think a lot of people realize what actually goes into it and how much time you dedicate to your stream and beyond it. When you're off the stream, like you said, you're in DMs, you're still helping people, and I'll attest to it. This man, all I had to do is message him. He carried a conversation with me in his DMs for 30 minutes, typing away, making sure I was okay because I came to him with a real problem at that time, and I wasn't in a good mindset. And I'll give him 100%. He didn't say, "Hey, hold on, I'll get back to you." He's whatever he was doing, he stopped it and yeah, back and forth. And I've told him straight out I appreciate it, and that's why I've
And
always
I,
stuck
and
by
I'm one,
him.
I'm one of those guys. Like I don't want you to pity me. I just want you to understand. Just
Yeah,
understand that I can't stream 18 hours a day. I can't.
it's
um,
definitely not possible.
just I don't want any pity. Like I don't want none of that. I'm just letting you know what my life is like when the stream isn't on. When the stream isn't on, you know what it's like when it is on because I'm as transparent and as personable as they come. So I don't want any pity. I don't want you, oh, boo hoo cap. No, I don't know. Just understand where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Just understand what how much work goes into it. We don't just play video games and hit the start streaming button. It's not for
I
me
mean,
anyway.
you just
There are
added
people
on to
like
that,
that. There
and
are
you've
people like that, but
definitely
I'm
people.
not one of those.
But I mean, and you also just added YouTube to the mix of it too. So I mean, you've added that element. I've just added that element into it. Um, so now you're editing videos, you're doing stuff, but cool thing is you're adding your kids into it. You're giving your kids a chance to interact with it and be part of what you do. So like I love it. I love that the kids are in it. Like, do some people probably be like, oh, why you got the kids in it? Why like this? And everybody's got something to bitch complain about.
Yeah, I had somebody say that. Oh, Kep
I'm
can't
sure.
get no viewers. Kep can't get no viewers. Can't get no views on his view. So now he's using his kid. No, my yeah, I'm exploiting my 4 year old. Yeah, you're right. I'm exploiting my 4 year. My 4 year old is gonna get more views than me. Yeah, you're right.
I
But
mean, they don't get it.
before he comes to me. He watches YouTube a lot, so he'll come to me every day. Daddy, we making a video today? No. Like he'll get upset
Get
about it if
mad.
we don't make a video. So I don't and I don't like you see a lot of partnered streamers. You see a lot of big time YouTubers or streamers. How often do you see them in streams for hours?
Don't.
Or you don't. You don't. And there might be a few people that do, and people probably might get butthurt about it, but you don't because you know why? Because they're doing their own thing. They're out doing their YouTube videos, they're out doing their editing, they're streaming, they got things to do too. So and I'll take this to my grave. You do not see a partnered streamer in as many streams as me. I'll
Nah,
take it to my grave.
that's
You don't
100. That's 100%.
I'm everywhere, and I'm not just in there just to make my presence felt. Oh, there's Kep. Okay, now he's gone. No, Kep's in there kicking it with everybody in the stream, from a guy with 5 viewers, to a Dubby stream where I'm in there kicking it with Dubby and talking to the chat. So you don't, you, and it sucks because if I took as much time for myself as I do for others, maybe I would be a throne or a or a not an MMG because whatever or a like a ScoMo or a CC. If I took as much time for myself as I do others, then maybe I'd be on that level. But I don't.
I
I don't
also,
have the time. I don't have. It's just not in me to ignore the community that built me. So
I mean,
you know I
I also think that a lot of some of those guys too, they don't got kids. You know what I mean? Like ScoMo don't have kids. I mean, I think CC has a kid. Um, I mean, he's grinding out, but I mean, like I said, he's grinding out later at night when the kids in bed and all that stuff. You, me, we have to grind while kids are awake, while kids are doing their thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can, the way you have your community built, like, I mean, I think it's amazing because you can pop on whatever time it is throughout the day, and they're there. Like, you're getting your 100 plus every time. Like, and I think I look at it and it's like I'm only 3 years younger than you, and I look at you as a role model to me because I'm trying to get to a level, not trying to be like you because I'm not you.
Only
And
one me, baby.
I try to put myself in perspective and be like, look, you know what? I got away from it. I'm not even thinking about numbers. It goes wherever it goes. Whatever we got for that stream is what we got for that stream. We just keep it moving. And the content has got a lot better. It's allowed me to open my mind up to even come towards this, to come to the show, make the show, even get you guys on the show. You know what I mean? Like that was my biggest thing. Is like, is anybody even going to take to this and to see you, ScoMo, and some of the other bigger people that I've had on here pop on, like that speaks volumes to me. And it tells me that I'm doing something right. I'm not, like, you guys know, I'm not out here looking for clout. I'm not out here looking for you guys to blow me up. I'm
No,
putting in the work,
I don't
and
have any. I don't have any. So good luck.
you got more than you think you do. I tell you what, if I say, yo, guys, let's do this for Kep, I guarantee they go out and fucking they do it. Get out of here. That you don't have shit. No, but I mean, like, it's a lot of respect for you guys that have what you guys built. I mean, you guys put a lot of time into it. Like when I first hit the live button, I had no clue what when it's going into. I think actually the first time we met, the first way we met is because I had a troll in my stream and they kept coming to your stream trying to say they were me. And
Yeah,
then
they kept making accounts with me in it. I'm like, I know the name, and then the first time you come on my stream, we're like, yo, you got somebody on Twitch just making troll account after troll account with your name in it, right?
and it was so bad. That went on for a good like year and a half, maybe 2 years. Like it was just like it got bad. Like because I had my own business at one time cutting grass before I tore up my shoulder, stuff like that, and couldn't do all the stuff that I was doing by myself. Um, they found my name on Facebook. They found my business and they had my number to my cell phone. They started calling my cell phone. They started like getting they figured out my number from somehow and being able to we're sending pizzas to the house. They were sending all types of shit, bro. Like it was crazy. And it
I
got
ain't had that.
dude, it got serious. I thought I made it that time, man. I was like, yeah, I must have made it. You know what I mean? Clueless at first, and then
I see you guys. I'm just not talking to the chat because I'm focused on Smee's ugly face. I
so
see you guys in the chat.
so when we it got real. It got to a point where they started like threatening my wife, and I had to get the cops called in. They actually had to go get their IP address,
Yeah,
all this other
after
shit. It was wild.
there's been a couple. I've given out my address quite a few times to people that want to send me something or something. And my wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like I mean, I don't know. I guess I trust them. You don't know them. Well, I mean, if we get 30 pizzas, we get 30 pizzas. I ain't
Yeah,
paying for it.
I didn't pay for any of it. I had to, that was a good one. I had one of those come in. They sent a soda with it. I guess it's some kind of regulation now that if they send a soda with it, they cannot take it back. So
Jesus.
I was like, okay, so that's not me. I said if I would call, I would have paid with the card. I said I had to explain this to the pizza guy, and they're cracking up. I was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, come here. Look, let me take you to the stream. Take him and let him read the chat." And he's like, "Wow." He's like, "Well, I'm going to take a picture of this so I can show my boss." I was like, "Look, just mark it down. If any time, like if I call, it's going to be paid with the card. I don't carry cash." So he does that. He's like, "Well, here, you got to take the soda. You got to take the soda because we can't take it back." I'm like, "All right." So I sat down at the stream, I cracked the soda, and I was like, "Yo, guys, thanks for the free soda." I'm drinking it on
Jesus.
stream. I was just like, bro, it was wild. Like, I'll never forget that's how I met you. Like, literally how I fucking met him because troll going back and forth to his chat. And like when I came in, it was like people were attacking me. Like I'm like, bro, that's not me. Like I'm the real guy. Like it's not me. Like his chat was wild when I first came in there. Like it was like, and he kept like, yo, it's the real guy. Chill out. Like I've
It's
never
funny,
forgot
like
that stream.
it's funny because I that kind of stuff had stopped for a long time, and then the last couple days,
Been wild.
because you got the whole IP shadow banning stuff. So if you ban an account, they can't come back. Well, they can, but they can't be seen in chat and whatever.
Yeah.
But last couple days, I don't know who it is, and I wish I knew who it was, but it is a little agitating. But they keep making alt accounts like And I have to turn off my Twitch alert so it doesn't pop up on the screen because I know that's what they want. They want attention.
Yeah.
And it's been like kept stop acting black, kept you want to be like us, and like all this other stupid shit. So like that it does get to me. Like it doesn't make me mad. It's just irritating because you gotta
Got
see that
somebody
stuff pop
ignorant
up
on
on the
it.
screen, and
Yeah,
your
somebody
chat has
ignorant on
to
the
see
other
it pop
side.
up on the screen.
You got somebody
And
being ignorant on the other side that, like, if they did that in your front of your face, it'd get your jaw broke.
yeah, I'm like I'm not I'm and I've gotten a lot better with handling ignorant people on the internet, especially on Twitter. Like I'll just block you. I'm not gonna go on.
Not
If
engaged.
I always tell people like if you have that big a problem with me, Google the town I live in. It's very small. Come to the center of it. Let me know you're there, and I'll come meet up. Like it's just and if you're not about it, then you just get blocked, and I act as if you don't exist.
Yeah,
So
100%. Now, if you had anything to give like a new content creator starting in streaming, YouTube. I mean, I know you're fairly new there. I'm new there, so that's its own little breed over there. But starting on Twitch, I mean, we've had an influx of new people coming into the Madden community here.
everybody and their grandmama streams now.
Yeah, right. You can't even buy shit you want. But if you could give them any tip, what would be your biggest tip you can give out?
Somebody asked me this today, and the answer is always the same, and that's just consistency, man. Just stream because whether you're entertaining or not, whether you're built to do this or not, if you go live at a certain time every day and you're there at a certain time every day and you get build a consistent schedule, people are going to watch. And even though I may not think you're entertaining, somebody else does. And it just goes from there and it snowballs. So consistency is the number one thing. I'm I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not a big YouTuber. I've built what I've built because number one, I'm authentic. I'm real. Like there's just that has a lot to do with it too. I can carry conversation. I'm a pretty funny guy at times. I can be funny. I can make people laugh. I'm a really good singer. People come for to listen to me sing.
I come for your
Um,
dancing. I come
but
for
no,
your dancing.
just being consistent. And when I started, I'm just a chubby stay at home dad. I'm not a pro gamer. I'm
I'm
not a
with you, bro.
YouTuber. So
270, son.
if I can build what I've built by not being either of those two things, then anybody can. You just got to have the means to do it. And when I started, I didn't know what went into it. I started on my console, sitting Indian style on the floor in front of a TV, no connect, no cam. It was a cheap ass headset. The chat was on an iPad, my stream preview was on an iPad, and then my phone, the music was on my phone loud enough so that people could hear it through my cheap ass Xbox 360 headset. And that's where I started, the Twitch app.
Bro,
And
I'm
then
so with you. I feel like I'm talking to my twin right now. Like I started the same way. I had a PS4, I had my laptop sitting right to me, and that was my chat. No, I think that was actually holding the music, and then I had my cell phone as my chat. Like,
I
that's
didn't
how
even
I
have a
ran.
laptop. I didn't even have a laptop. The first time I was like, my wife bought me an Elgato for my birthday, and I was like, all right, cool. All I need is a laptop. Went out and bought a $300 laptop. Get that home, hook up everything. Well, we got a $300 laptop we can use because it ain't going to be used for streaming because it's a piece of
Right,
junk.
right.
So, and that was and I was out of work at the time with a work injury, a shoulder injury. So when all was said and done, and I got a workman's comp settlement, I think I got like 13 grand or something. I went out and bought an $1,800 laptop. I didn't even start with a webcam. I was using the laptop cam. And it was funny because and people still remember it. Like, Cap, yo, you remember the ceiling fan stream days? Like the like I didn't even have a setup. I didn't have nothing.
That's
Like
how I was.
the laptop was open and the cam was like you could see the ceiling and people would get motion sickness because my ceiling fan was going during my streams. And now I'm sitting at a command center basically. I just finally got a PC a few months ago. I just finally graduated from a laptop and I went through two laptops um
But then your last
streaming.
one just like over, like it swell up and like blow up or something
Well,
like that.
yeah, well, that was the newer one. The battery swelled and I had to get the fan replaced and whatnot. But I finally, it's cool now. My wife has that laptop and she loves it because she can do a lot of stuff on it because it's a gaming laptop. But I used it to stream. I'm not on PC game. But I finally have a PC. I had a PC built. I had a really good November and December on Twitch, and I was finally able to get a PC built, $1,000 out the door. It's dedicated strictly for streaming and editing. It doesn't have an Intel processor; it has a Ryzen, so it's good for multitasking and whatnot. I have that, and I have 2 monitors, and I have a desk, and I have a Go XLR, a Stream Deck, a fancy ass microphone. Well, this was given to me by Digital Champion, thank God, because the
At
Go
the
XLR
Schuler.
was 500. Yeah, this
Yeah,
thing
it's
is
fucking
fucking
four hundred
amazing. I
dollars.
love it.
Fucking $400 microphone.
I just bought $123 mic stand. It's supposed to be here Thursday because I aggressively stream. So this thing has had it. This mic stand has had it. This was
Won't even stand up.
this was like $15. No, this mic stand needs Viagra to stand. See, it won't stay up no more.
I'm done, bro.
So and to go from where I was to where I'm at, and my stream is still growing. Like I'm still growing, and I'm not growing exponentially because, again, I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not a big YouTuber, and I don't kiss the right ass. I'm not in the right circles, and I
Definitely
don't
gotta
kiss the
kiss
right
ass
ass.
to get there.
So
Getting a Viagra. We got the chat said you're getting a Viagra sponsorship.
hey, the hell with Manscaped and G Fuel. Come on, Viagra.
What would you do if they contacted you? What would you do? Would you take it? What would you do?
I am not the corporate type, right? Like
well, you're Joe Montana, bro.
I just know that the sponsors that I do have never watched a single stream of mine. There is no corporate sponsor out there that has wants anything to do with me. I am not your corporate type. I don't have, number one, I cuss way too much.
Yeah. I think I'm the same way.
Number two, I cuss way too much.
So what you're saying is you don't think, what do you think what is that, Fanatic, or what is it called? I think it's called Fan Fanatic or something like
Oh, Fanatics? Yeah, like Fanatic, like I hit up Fanatics to be an affiliate, and like all the rules and stuff, like, oh, you got to be, what would you, I had to rate my own stream. I had to rate my own stream on like the scale for movies. And I thought about it for like a good half hour. I get to that question where, if you were to rate your company and your stream, what rating would you give yourself? And I'm like if I put R NC-17, they're gonna laugh. I put PG-13.
No.
I think most of the time I'm PG. Well, probably not. Fuck
no,
it.
no, no way.
So
the reason why you have a mature audience on your stream when you come in.
I put PG-13 and they accepted me. So, but
PG-13.
I make
That's the way to go through it. Okay.
I make 10% off of whatever I sell through Fanatics. If you guys want apparel, t-shirts, hats, all that stuff, you don't get anything off, but I make money. Max Nomic just hit me up like a month ago. So a gaming chair company hit me up. So I'm convinced that they have never watched a single stream of mine.
It's really about numbers.
Control Freak was pretty easy to get.
I'm actually working on them myself.
I mean, if you're in the video gaming world, they probably know you rage and cuss, and but I mean, I don't just cuss. I mean, there's some days where I don't really. It's amazing when I do my YouTube content with Baby Kept, like I don't like.
I think it's because you got him. I think it may be just because you got him.
No, that don't mean a pinch of shit. I have him cuss at people when he's a repeater parrot. If I tell him right now to come in here and say, "What's up, bitches?" My 4-year-old's gonna say, "What's up, bitches?" So I guess it's just it's a different element. YouTube's a different element.
It's
I don't have anything to rage about. Basically, I don't have anything to rage about. I don't have a troll in my face or in my chat on YouTube. So there's nothing. Again, I'm reactionary. There's nothing making me act that way. Like I could go from 0 to 100 in a fucking blink of an eye if I have to.
I've seen it.
So as long as nothing around me is provoking me, I'm as cool and calm as I could possibly be.
Were you, when you were in the military with that, were you the same way? Did you get like provoked as easy, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got in trouble quite a few times.
But
I got in trouble quite a few times. I'm not this me now is I'm tame now. I'm tame now compared to
he's
what I
tame.
used to be.
He's tame, guys. He's tame. This guy's fucking
I'm
tame. It's like
I'm
fucking
tame now
Tiger King
compared to
over
what I used
here.
to be.
Except he's the one
I'm very
taking care
trust
of
me. I
Baskins out this time.
yeah. I'm very tame now compared to what I used to be. So
Oh
and
no. But we got
hopefully
a name we can mention, and I guarantee you won't be tame.
don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
That boy
I just his name popped back up yesterday. Like I swear to God, man, it's just
I think that just sits there for people. People know what it does.
it's like the boogeyman, the candy man. You mention his name, it's just like all like mm. I saw it yesterday. Like all the people in the world that you could listen to uh about opinions about what's going on right now, why in the hell would you even consider listening to somebody like that
He put his
during times like this?
he put a pin. I didn't see that. He put an opinion out
Yeah.
somewhere. Oh my.
I have him blocked again, out
Oh
of sight,
my.
out again, out of sight, out of mind. But there are people that love to DM me with screenshots if he's talking about me, and he still talks about me. He still does,
He's your
and
biggest fan.
I want nothing to do with him. Nothing. Like people think that my hatred for that dude is like it's like no, it's real. It's real. It's really really real. Like I want nothing to do with him, and I've unfollowed people that have liked the shit he said about me. I've unfollowed him. I want nothing to do with him. It's not my hatred for him isn't not it's not a show, it's not fake, it's real. I cannot stand the kid. And but people find it funny that they'll screenshot it and they'll DM me. And when those people do it, I'm like, bro, don't do it ever again. Because I don't care. I don't care. I don't go out of my way to talk about him. I don't want to be given a reason to get pissed off. Because whenever I hear his name, the hatred just comes
Yeah.
it just boils
Boils
up
you.
from it just boils it boils inside of me because of what started all of this stuff, and it was him talking about my wife and my children. That's
And
what
that,
started all this
oh,
stuff,
I
and
know that's 100%. That's a negative.
it won't never be forgiven, it won't never be forgot. So rather than and a lot of people think it a lot of people think it's not true, but that very same week I drove to his hometown because paws were going to be put.
I'm sure he wouldn't have got out of his big comfy chair.
And that's just the way it is. And so, but again, we were taught like if there's anybody you want to go to it for advice on what's going on in the world right now, why in the hell is anybody even paying attention to whatever he has to say about it?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm gonna go into this chat because there's a lot of people cracking stuff in here. I'm gonna let them ask you some questions because I'm sure they got questions they want to ask you that they might not be able to get to ask in your chat when you're on your content and stuff. So, chat, if you got anything you want to ask Cap, now's the time. And like he says, he pretty open about everything. So fire away. See what we got. When you're gonna hang that damn he did try to hang it. It fell.
Shut up.
Bro, Dawkins is too big, bro. Too much muscle in the jersey.
The command strips didn't hold all the heart in that jersey. But no, my father-in-law is gonna build me a frame. So I gotta measure it and get him the measurements. He's gonna build me a frame and then we're gonna hang it the right way.
Do you love Chef Dre?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Dre my dude. Hey, Dre had an issue with me at first when we first met each other, and now he's one of my biggest supporters. He's a good friend. Like he could come to me and talk to me about anything. He could hit me up. I hit it like me and Dre are really cool now. So you know, when two grown men when you have two grown men that can have a conversation and work through shit, you know, you end up making a friend. And there's quite a few people in the community that my first interaction with them was rage messages or me talking shit, and we're good friends now. So
So
what would be my last meal? Jesus, what am I on
Jesus.
death row? What am I on
that's
death? What am I on death row? Kev, how the vocals? What do you mean how the vocals? I'm gonna go down chat. Kev, how the vocal? What do you mean vocals? Kev, what would be
I
your
saw.
last meal? My last meal would probably be my wife's chicken parmesan and spaghetti.
I'm not. I'm bad. My mind went. So
No,
my mind went so bad. I'm not even joking. I went straight to the gutter. Like you
no,
said,
that no.
you said the P word, and I was just like, here it goes.
My
I'm like,
my
I'm not
wife.
editing it. It's staying how it is.
That would be dessert. That would be dessert. That would be dessert. Ket, what made you say yes to being a godparent?
Oh my
Smeagol
god.
passed out. Smeagol passed out.
My mind was so bad right there.
Uh,
Sorry. Sorry.
Army's in the chat. Army's in the chat. Army and Army's wife asked me to be the godparent of their first child. So I am not only a
There's the
streamer and a
legend.
content I'm not only a streamer and a content creator, but I am the godparent to somebody's child who only knows me through Twitch. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of other things, and I'm personable with him and have helped him through quite a few things. When it comes to life, so I know a lot about him. He knows a lot about me, whatever. But me and my wife are the godparents to both of their child. They just had another child. Me and my wife are the godparents of their children. So hope to God nothing ever happens because I ain't got room for 2 more kids.
Jeez.
But
I'm
so
like
yeah,
that too.
I mean, I couldn't. I'm not gonna say no. Like somebody comes and asks me to be a godparent to their child, like no. Like who the hell says no? I mean, you know what type of father I am. You know what type of husband I am. You know, outside of my Madden rage, deep down inside, I'm a good dude. I really am. So, of course, if something, God forbid, something were to happen to you and your wife, of course, I'd take care of your kids. They'd be in good hands.
So it was
What's the
Deepster.
thoughts on content moving forward? I'm not a content guy. Fuck content. I could care less.
What I say is, who fucking knows anymore?
When you're talking about cards and promos and all that stuff, whatever. Just whatever. I'm gonna play the game. Content. I found myself a couple of times this year be like, "Ooh, that card art's neat." I'm gonna smack myself in the fucking face. Card art don't mean shit. The game's still a piece of crap. Like the card art don't mean nothing.
honestly, honestly, content doesn't help the game anymore this year. I really like anything that comes out doesn't do any justice for the game. The market's destroyed. It me, it's a game's in its bag right now.
Big Cap, Pac or Big, no DMX, better than both shit. Biggie, East Coast. I like Tupac too. As my wife is agitating my dog while I'm doing this.
He's all right. I got one of those
Kev,
too.
how do you feel about trolls? Fuck.
I got her back there smiling. She's smiling her ass off. Oh, now she left. So, they want to know the story between you and how you and CC met.
We met through a mutual friend on Facebook. Well, a mutual friend. He was a guy that I played softball with. He went to high school with her. He knew she was just out of a bad relationship. He knew I was just out of a bad relationship. And she stalked my Facebook. Saw how good I looked. And I stalked her Facebook, saw how good she looked. Because my buddy first tried to set me up one time before, and he tried to set me up with a mule. Like he tried to set me up with a pure T mule. Like I don't mind country folk, right? They mind me. I don't get along with a lot of country folk because I'm a Yankee. I'm a city kid, right? So she was just way country. I was like, no, thanks. And I told him, don't ever try and hook me up again. He came to me this time. He was like, what did I tell you the first time? Don't ever try and hook me up again. He gave me her name. I looked at her. I went through like her first 3 profile pictures. I texted him back. I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. Bro, her first 3 profile pictures were just like, her hair was done. She had a little bit of makeup on. Her girls were, plump and ample. I was like, yeah, sign me up. And apparently she said the same thing once she stalked my Facebook. Because I wasn't always this healthy. When we first met, I was like 198 pounds in the gym 6 times a week playing softball, hockey. Probably was in the best shape of my life when I met her, to be honest.
That's the good days.
And there was a couple pictures on my Facebook of me in baseball pants, and I got a nice ass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna deny it. I got a nice ass, especially in baseball pants.
Is it better than Barry Bonds?
Every now and then, I throw them on and walk around the house just
Is
to
it
get
better
her a
than?
little
Is it better?
fancy.
Is it bigger than Barry Bonds' ass? That's the
Oh, I got a way
question.
better ass than Barry Bonds.
Jesus.
But no, but yeah, that's how we met. And we started talking like a day later. We would talk till 3, 4 in the morning. We'd be going to work on 2 hours of sleep.
Honeymoon phase.
Um, 2 days later, after we started talking, she came to one of my softball games. Had the best game of the season that night. I had like 3 home runs, making
Showing
diving
off.
catches in the outfield and shit.
Showing off.
Um, and then
We've all done
from the
it.
from that day, we have not spent well, we have spent days apart now. It actually was just this past football season when I went to Green Bay for the Eagles Packers game. I spent 3 days away from her. Those are the only 3 days I've spent away from her since we started talking. Like it was funny because I was going to pick up my son that weekend. That week we started talking. I was going to pick up my son because I had him that weekend. And I stopped at her work because on our first date, I only gave her a kiss on the cheek. Like I'm not like I knew I liked her, so I didn't want to take advantage of her. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to hit it and quit it because I knew she wasn't that type of girl. Like I knew it was somebody that I could, wife up, so to speak. So I took her flowers on our first date. She got flowers because I took her to dinner after my softball game, gave her flowers. She brought her friend along with her, by the way. Her best friend came along with her because she didn't know what she was getting herself into, apparently. So she ended up, I would have to kill both of them and not just her, apparently. I don't know. So her best friend to this day is still known as the chaperone. I call her the chaperone. But I stopped at her work on my way to pick up the son on my way to pick up my son, and I leaned in to give her a kiss in her work parking lot, and it was a deep, intimate kiss, and I know it made her made her tingle, made her feel some type of way. So as I'm going down the road, I get a text from her that says, "So now what?" Question mark question. Oh yeah. So now what? I'm thinking to myself, all right, may I get does she want to like make this official? Does she want to be my girlfriend? I was like, okay, so you want to be my girlfriend in a text? I was like, so you want to be my girlfriend or what? Or what? that's that's how it became official. I didn't know what she meant. I just know I laid these luscious lips on her, so she wants to be my
So
girlfriend.
what did she mean? She
Yeah,
said that's
like
not
what
what
did
it
she mean?
meant.
It's like, so now what? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? So now what?
Then, so what do you mean?
No, I was being a guy.
Exactly. Thinking with the wrong head.
So
He didn't think with his penis. He said
what do you mean thinking with the wrong head? I didn't think with that head
he
till two
said
days later.
girlfriend. He said girlfriend. He would have said he would have been like, yo, you trying to get these? You trying to get these?
Yeah, it was a day later.
I mean,
Man, I'm telling
at
you,
least you waited a day.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna matumbo you on that one. No, no,
No,
no,
no.
no, no, no. Nope.
Oh
Look,
shit.
her brother had just passed away that May, and it was his birthday, so they were doing like a viewing at at a memorial at his gravesite, and I went and saw her. I left the house with my son. I went and picked him up. We went to the movies, right? And then or no. Oh, that was
Yes.
okay, yeah. We took my son to see Ninja Turtles at the movie theater. I was originally supposed to have a softball tournament, but it was raining, so the softball tournament got canceled. And so we went and hung out at her parents' house because her parents were at the beach. So she had the house to herself and her kids were with their dad. So we went to the movies. We went back to the house, stayed there for a little bit. I was like, all right, I'm going to take him home. You go to your memorial. And, I'm not going to come to your memorial. It's too soon. Da, 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 da. I stopped at the Mexican restaurant. And this is, how long ago is this? 6 years. This is going on 6 years. This is going on 6 years now that I can still remember this. But we stopped at the Mexican restaurant. Going back to where I live because I lived almost an hour away at that time. And we stopped to eat dinner, and she's still texting me. We're still texting each other, da 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 da. And I was like, and she's upset because she's at the memorial. She's at her brother's memorial at his gravesite and whatnot. And I was like, she was upset, so I was like, well, I'll come back. I'll get some movies. We'll hang out. I'll just come back. And I swear to God, I had nothing to do with this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. My son had been involved with my other relationships. So as my son, who I'm talking about, is agitating the dog. He was 8 years old at the time, 7, 8 years old at the time. And I had no problem introducing him to her at that point because I felt it in my loins that it was something. And we're just sitting there chilling, and out of nowhere, my 8-year-old son asks her, "Is it okay if me and my dad sleep over?"
The sun looking out.
I had nothing.
The sun was
nothing to do
looking
with
out.
it. Nothing.
It's a G.
Absolutely nothing to do with it.
The sun is now goated.
And she didn't say no. So we
How can you
watched
say
the
no to an
movie.
8-year-old?
We put my son.
How do you call it 8-year-old?
We put my son to bed. We put my son to bed. I think we got it like 10 minutes into the movie, and that's all she wrote.
No, how that.
It was probably like that.
That's not how that happened. You came out of the bedroom, and I was laying on the couch.
That's not how I remember it.
Oh, okay. What's your story? You tell it how you want.
And the next question is, what's your favorite thing about streaming?
What's my favorite thing about streaming? Was that what the question was?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about streaming is just interacting with all the people that I've got to interact with. I've had probably damn near I've probably had damn near 24 people that I've met through Twitch and Madden at my dinner table from all over the country, from Colorado, from Florida, I've had so many people from all over the country that I met through Twitch that have sat at my dinner table or have come to a cookout, or hell, one of them became really, really good friends. He would come for Christmas. He would come for birthdays. It's just the people, the friendships that I've made, the real connections and real friends that I've made through this.
That's why. I want to know where your wife's coworker is.
Huh?
They want to know where your wife's coworker is. Meese Mode.
Who said that? Who asked that?
Meese Mode.
Who asked that?
Meese Mode. He's looking for her.
Meese Mode? I think Meese Mode is. I think my wife is hooking up that specific coworker with Joey.
Yeah, call Amber.
Yeah.
I'll break somebody over Amber.
Leave Amber alone, Meese Mode.
Yes, Daddy. Come on.
I love you.
Kevin.
Hey, hold on. It's me, Big Cap.
Me, Big Cap.
And who else?
I don't know.
What's your name?
Who are you?
I don't know.
Cap.
Big Cap. I don't know.
Who's that?
He needs a haircut. That's Smee. Say what up, Smee.
Me.
Say what's up,
baby
people.
Cap?
What's up, people?
Oh my god. This is crazy. See if we got anything else. He said something up there. Oh, he said it's cool of CC to still roll with you after you obviously catfished her.
Shit. Boy, let me bring gamepad. Let me bring up those pictures back from 6 years ago. You'll want me.
He said, "I'm Big Cat. Who are you? I'm Big Cat, bitch. Who are you?" Oh my goodness. That sounds. I mean, that's cool though. I mean, like the way you guys met and everything. You get the, and then still to this day, like you seem like you guys have like the best relationship you could possibly have.
Yeah,
she's like super supportive. Like that's huge when it's content.
It was tough. It was tough at first because I was out of work and I was, bringing in, workman's comp, and it was tough. It was tough at first because it's all she thought it was. I mean, at first, if you have a significant other, girlfriend or wife, at first it's just playing video games. Like that's all you're doing is playing video games, and you're on Twitch. Like that was her biggest thing, was when I wasn't playing video games, I was on Twitch.
Yep.
I was in chat rooms. I was taking so much time, and it's tough. It's tough. You can have. We had a couple disagreements and a couple bicker sessions about it. And she saw what it could potentially be because of the person I am. She's like, well, You know, you're not gonna if you want to do it, I know you're not gonna half-ass it. Like you're gonna put your all into it, and it's not just gonna be. And don't get me wrong, like they agree 10 times more. They love it 10 times more when you show them that first check. You know, like I think
Right.
my very first Twitch check, I took her out to Olive Garden. She loves Olive Garden, and like she joked about it, like Madden money bought me Olive Garden, or like, and don't get me wrong, like at the end of the day, if you're able to make it, at the end of the day, it is about making a little bit of money, because if you're going to invest this much money into it, if you're going to invest that much time into it, you eventually want to make something. But I tell people, like, if you make $1, that's $1 more than anybody ever made playing video games before.
Right.
You know, if you're able to monetize, I think everybody should be able to monetize their content, and some people are going to make more than others. People are going to have more followers than others. People are going to, that's just the long and short of it. And if you feel some type of way, like you feel you deserve more viewers, you feel you deserve more subs, then then look inside yourself. Don't be jealous. Work harder.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and a lot of people say, oh, it's about the people, it's about the people. Like, no, at the end of the day, it's ultimately about making a little bit of money. If you're good at something, don't do it for free. Whether that be streaming or giving hand jobs. If you're good at it, don't do it for free.
No, but I 100% agree, because I mean, getting into it, like I tell that to people all the time. Like, don't expect to make money right away. It's never gonna. It doesn't happen unless you're lucky.
No,
Unless you're
no.
lucky. I mean, like, sometimes
I,
you get lucky and you have that group that you might be one of these guys that are in your chat all the time. They're in my chat all the time, and they're constantly seen. You know what I mean? So we know who they are. Um, and we'll go show some love to them. You know what I mean? Like if they're on after we're done, we throw a raid to them, and they get lucky and they make that shit right away, and they don't have to worry about streaming to zero. They don't have to worry about other stuff. But that's what I keep telling people is if you're going to do it, go be part of the community first. Get to know these guys that are actually putting the time in, and the real guys, not these guys that are just hitting live button and they're there. They're not there for their community. They're there to make money. And you can see these guys from a
Mhm.
mile away. Like Kep, me, Kep. We keep it real with you guys. We don't care if we hurt your feelings. Like, we're giving to you 100%. You know what I mean? You're getting 100% real, the real deal every time you come in the chat. Like, some people like it, some people don't. I mean, I tell my wife,
I
like, well,
don't.
how do you
I
deal with
wouldn't
that?
say. I wouldn't say that they don't care. It's just it's a calculated business move. Everything they do is a calculated business
Yeah,
move,
and I mean,
and I don't operate that. I've never had money. I don't come from money. I've never owned a business. I'll never own a business. I mean, I guess I basically do, but it's not. I don't have merch. I don't have none of that shit. You
either.
would think people keep busting my balls. Kep, where's the Kep merch? Like, bro? I'm not Nick Merckx. I'm not Ninja. I'm not Doctor Disrespect. What the hell you mean? Where's the merch? Like, what?
Bro, your community
You
would
want you
light
you
that
you
shit
want
up.
you want some chubby stay-at-home dad's face on a fucking sweatshirt? What the hell's wrong with you?
People like that shit, bro. It's not even about that. It's about supporting you. That's what it comes to. Like, I got my own shit. I mean, it don't move all the time, but it has moved. You know what I mean? I know there's shit in Ohio, there's shit in Texas, there's shit in Tennessee. Like, to me, I think it's cool as fuck that you got something somebody bought and now it's all over the country. Like, is it
Look,
a
I've
lot? Nah, but I'm
I've
cool.
been I've been I've been recognized out in public one time, and it blew my fucking mind. It blew my mind. And I am, to this day, 4.5 years later, to this day, I'm still baffled and dumbfounded by people that subscribe or donate or give me shit.
I'm
Like,
100% with you on that one. Like, I
I'm
don't
like,
understand it myself.
every reaction, everything is genuine from me. I will never fake the funk. I will never put on a facade. You know what I'm feeling the entire time you see me. You know how I'm feeling when you don't see me, because I'm out there on social media. I'm in other people's chats. And I think the one thing that benefited me the most is because I didn't achieve anything overnight. It took me a year before I made anything. There was no affiliate. There was no. I had Game Wisp for a month because my wife finally convinced me. These people want to support you. Give them a way to do it. So she convinced me to get Game Wisp, and I had Game Wisp for like a month. before they brought out the affiliate status. And as soon as they brought out the affiliate status, I was 300 subscribers, like bam, like right off the bat, right off rip.
Jeez.
And I was like, damn. And then, you know, for the what ultimately helped me out was I was on Twitch. I was on Twitch for like 6 months before I even really started streaming. I was just in Twitch chats, getting to know people. People got to know my sense of humor. So when I went live for the first time, I had, you know, I had like 15, 20 people. And that typically, a lot of people aren't going to get 15, 20 people off rip.
100%.
Even, you know, and that's what a lot of these, like today I had it. I've just been in a mood the last couple of days, you know, with everything that's going on, like because it's affecting me, even though I'm not involved, so to speak, but it's affecting me because it's the world I live in. It's the world my kids are gonna have to live in. That somebody came in the chat and said, "Oh, follow my Twitch, da 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 da," and I lost it. I'm like, bro, you don't even follow my channel. So I went and I brought his page up on. I'll do it. I'll bring their page up on live on stream, and I'll show. I'm like, okay, you've had 49 people view you. When was your account made? Oh, your account was made 3 weeks ago. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you don't have no Twitch panels. You don't have no clips. You don't have no videos. Don't ask me that shit. Don't ask me to follow you. I lost it. I'm like, you know how I've gotten to where I've gotten? I've been doing this for 4.5 years.
Right.
Now I got here. I didn't go around asking people to follow me. I was like, you know what? You know what got me here? Hard work, dedication, investing in yourself and other people. Get the fuck out of my stream. Like normally I don't do that. Like normally I'll be like, I'll give them a talk. I'll like just give them some pointers. But today I had it because you get like nowadays, like now because of what's going on in the world with the pandemic and everybody's on, like everybody and their mama streams. Like everybody thinks as soon as they hit that go live button, they should be getting thousands of dollars. They should be getting thousands of subs. Like, that's not how it works.
Definitely
This
doesn't
is
work.
not how it works.
Like, if
So
you don't want to put the time
anybody
in,
that's thinking about streaming, it's not easy. It's not easy. You're not gonna achieve success overnight. You're not, I not to you know, guys, you guys know I keep it real, right? Not to shit on anybody's parade or rain on anybody's parade, but getting affiliate is the easiest fucking thing to do on Twitch. It's not even funny. You need 3 followers, like an average of 3 viewers. You need what, 50 followers?
Yep.
And you need
And I
to
think it's
stream
like
for
7
what, 8
days.
hours?
7 days.
You could get it in a week. It took me a year.
I think it took me 5 days.
When you get an affiliate and you're able to monetize your content, don't throw a fucking party. Say, now it's time to fucking go to work. Now it's time to provide even better content or provide a better place for people to come and chill. Like I said it the other day to somebody. I was like, I attribute the affiliate status to my son hitting a ball off a tee for the first time. Like, good job. Now it's really time to go to work. Now I'm not gonna have a fucking party because he hit a ball off a tee. I'm not gonna
hit that
like
ball.
when
You're gonna throw that pitch.
when you graduate kindergarten. Let's have a fucking big party. No, good job. Now it's time to go to fucking first grade, and now it's time to really put in the fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, I just said this earlier to somebody. They were talking about their community being like mine. I was like, oh, I'm still growing. I mean, I have a great community and a lot of great people in it. And I was telling them, I said, but you got to learn to. I gave him a tip. I said, the best tip I can tell you is stay focused, do what everybody else isn't. Don't like gameplay. You can gameplay all day long, guys. All day long, you can gameplay. Everybody can hit the button, play the fucking game. What can you do that the next person is not doing? Like,
yeah, you got to be
exactly
able to,
why I started the show, because this is something nobody else is fucking doing. Like, there's people that do stuff of it. Like, you got the OG network, they do something sort of like it, but this is strictly highlighting content creators, Madden pros, any other pro that I can get a hold of. Like, this is strictly highlighting those people, putting the light on content creators that are putting in the work. Like, I'm not gonna come to somebody I feel is not putting in the effort or anything, and like that to me, like, if you don't want to put in the work, then I don't have any time for you. Because I know what I put in. I know what Pep has put in. I know what other people are putting in that really want this. Like, this isn't just a game to me. Like, this is what I do for a living, because my body's so beat up from work, playing football, playing minor league football for 14 years. I destroyed my body. My body
Oh,
can't physically handle that shit.
I thought you were going to say hooking, but okay,
Not yet.
football sounds better.
No, not yet. We might need to get there one day, but not yet. But
I thought you were a professional beefcake. My bad.
I am, bro. I'm 270, round as fuck, all four sides, baby. But like, it's one of those things. Is like, people come in and they all think they can do it, and then you don't see them 4 months later.
Nah, it's not
because they're
it's
not ready. Like it's not a joke. Like I was the same way. I didn't get it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna push live. I seen ScoMo. I watched ScoMo for years. Like I've been watching him for almost 3 years straight now. And I watched him when he was strictly a YouTube basically streamer, and he was just hitting like 25K on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, I can do this shit. This dude he's playing the fucking game. He's opening up some packs. I didn't really get into how much those motherfucking packs cost that he was ripping until I sat there one night and I'm seeing thousands of dollars clicking. I'm like, oh fuck no. I'm like, I'm just gonna play the game. The game didn't work. Like I did it for so long, but you have so many people just playing the game. And if you're not a Madden Pro, or you're not a top tier player, like you can play like Cap and he can get his 20 wins in weekend league or
18.
20.
I'm the best 18 win player on the planet.
I mean, if you can't like do those things, nobody wants to watch you. Really, they don't. Like they don't. And it's a shitty truth about it.
And it's not to shit on anybody. There's not many non-pros that get good views. There's just not.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough direction.
I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish, not being a pro and not being a big YouTuber. But those guys put in the work too, like ScoMo and CC and those guys.
Non-stop.
Like YouTube is a completely different monster. So I don't hold it against them that they only come over onto Twitch. You know, I mean, ScoMo goes live every day, but he'll go live for like an hour and a half.
And he's 10, like,
and then he's off to do his YouTube stuff.
CC will come on at night.
CC will come on at night for a couple hours. Throwing streams two times a week. Maze-O-Matic 2 times a week. Chaos couple times a week, because they got other shit going on. And I applaud them because they're doing it elsewhere. They're doing the YouTube thing. They're not as focused on Twitch. But when you have that much support on YouTube, obviously it's going to come over to Twitch. And if they can support you more and give you immediate monetary support, they're going to do it. So, you know, YouTube is tough. YouTube is a completely, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm editing myself. I'm doing my own thumbnails. I'm making my thumbnails on my phone, you know, and I want to be able to do all the cool edits like Throne does and MMG does and KKS and those guys do. Because I'll be honest, I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch a YouTuber if they just throw it up. If they just throw up a recorded video with no editing and no pizzazz, so to speak, I'm not watching it. Like, I want to watch a YouTuber that puts time and effort into their videos and want to make it entertaining. I'm not going to take the time to watch a video that is just them talking in a microphone and that's it. Like, you're recording it, uploading. Like, no. Have an intro, have some edits, have some transitions, make it look like you put some time and effort into it, and I'll put the time and effort into watching you. And that's how Twitch goes too. Like, put some time and effort. Put on a show. Don't just sit there and play the game and look at chat every. You're not gonna. People don't want to watch that. People don't want to watch that. There's gonna be a couple people that want to just come in there and chill, and you know, if you've got 5 people in there, yeah, they're gonna sit because they want some attention too. So, but you're not gonna go anywhere if you just sit there like a bump on a log, just playing the game. No, like just staring off into space, and you look over your chat every, 5 minutes. Oh, hey, how you doing? Go back and playing the game, and like that's no. So but again, don't be a clown either. Like, I mean, if you want to be Dr. Disrespect, if you want to put on a wig and sunglasses and a Metal Gear Solid vest and scream and yell and like, I wish I would have started doing this with a wig and sunglasses and a Metal Gear Solid vest, because I'm that for real.
Yeah, right?
It's not a show. Like, I feel if I put on a wig and some sunglasses and a Metal Gear Solid vest and acted like I do for real when I rage at Madden, I'd be fucking all the rage. I'd be a hit. But you got to give people a reason to watch. and it's simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things. Like I was one of those things I had to learn myself, and that's why I got into the show, just because it was something different, and there wasn't. I didn't see too many people doing anything like this, especially just strictly with content creators and not like like I feel like the OG network when they do their stuff is a show. It's a different type of show than what I'm doing. I'm literally strictly focusing on content creators, trying like I really want to help people that maybe are not getting as many views, maybe, and I know they're putting in the work. You know what I mean? They're putting their whatever they're making, they're putting back into it. Because I'm like you, I'm in the community all the time. I might not be able to be like in chat for 20 hours straight, or even like I might be able to give you 5-10 minutes, and then I'm doing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm trying to catch everybody I can catch. Why I'm like folding clothes, doing laundry, because that's what I got to do. My wife works. I'm at home. So
It's not easy being a house husband either. It's not easy.
isn't
It's not easy being a trophy husband. I'll let you know that right now.
it's not. It's definitely not. I mean, I don't know about you. I know when coming into that, like I used to have to take. I took a lot of shit from her family. Her family gave me the business. They were always against it, man. Like
My
they were like,
my wife put that on the kibosh put the kibosh on that real quick. My wife is a lot like me. She got something to say, she gonna say it. And I think her uncle's wife had something to say at a family gathering one time
yeah, we had
about getting a real job or talking about how much I made and all this other stuff. Well, it's not a real job. You don't have benefits. My wife went off. I'm
yeah.
talking like I had to pull her away. We had to leave. Like she was pissed. No one has said a word since.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that exact thing happen. Like, I think we were at like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas dinner or something like that, and her aunt and that mom saying some shit, and her dad loves me to death. Like, her dad just turned around and snapped. I wasn't even in the room when it happened. I was in the kitchen, 'cause that's where all food was. You know what I mean? So I'm eating, and next thing you know, I hear woo woo woo. I'm like, oh, what the? I turn around, and he's going off on them. I was like, yeah, it's time to go. It's time to leave. And
Yeah, I mean, we we pay our bills. Kids are clothed, fed. You know, I make a I make a decent amount every month. So
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, oh, I tell people are like, well, how much you make? I was like, look, I make enough that it covers what I used to make when I was at FedEx. I was like, so because I was part time then, I part time, and I would literally, I'd go to work at night, come home, go to bed for an hour, wake back up at 7 o'clock, take my wife to work,
oh,
and then I was up with
don't,
kids.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could go and work in my field and make more, but then I'm gonna have to pay daycare and like daycare. Like I'm at home, I'm able to take care of the kids, able to do things at the house. The house is kept up, the dogs are taken care of. Like it works for us. Like it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It works for us.
100%. Like,
When I got hurt, my wife found a great job that she still has now, and she makes a decent living. And you combine that with what I do, and it works for us. It works for us. We're I mean, we're not like live in the lap of luxury or nothing like that, but we have what we need. We have, you know, we have these cents. I mean, we're just like we're basically like any other American family. We spend more than we make. We live paycheck to paycheck and hope, hope for the best. I mean, some things get put off, some things, so that's just how it goes. That's the American, that's the real American dream. Live paycheck to paycheck. The American dream isn't be rich, have a white picket fence and a golden retriever and a Mercedes in the driveway. Like this is not how it works. So
100%.
we're good and it works for us. I don't care what anybody else thinks. My wife told me, hey, I got a good job, stay home. Baby Kev will be going to he just turned 4, he'll turn 5 next April, so he'll go to school the following school year after this upcoming one. He'll go to that. And
I didn't realize your son was as close as mine.
if I'm not blown up or if I'm not making substantially more, then my ass will go find a job. But then again, when he goes to school, I'll be able to put more time into myself. I'll be able to put more time into YouTube, or I'll be able to stream more. So with that comes more revenue. So, but if that doesn't happen, then my ass is going to get a job, and then I'll stream when I feel like it.
I mean, I agree 100%, bro. Like, I mean, we live. You might be a couple states away from me, but we live an identical life. Like, I'm the same way. My kid, my youngest, my two go. I got my two oldest that go to school all day, and then I have my youngest, which is 4. He'll be what 5 in November, so they're not too far off each other.
Yeah.
And it's like you take that shit, but I mean, at the same time, my wife has a great job. Like, she makes a good amount of money. Like, but like I said, I still pay bills with this. I still take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. My wife is at work and everything, and she's working from home right now. So we're both doing things in the house and doing stuff with the kids at school. She was doing the school stuff because I'm too fucking stupid. But
That comes with being a Redskins fan. It's all right.
shit on the Eagles as ride out. But we got a couple people already hating on the Eagles. Nats fans especially.
It's fine.
But I mean, to be able to, I think the real enjoyment of it though is to see how you're able to accomplish what we are accomplishing while still maintaining all that. It's me, it's mind blowing how much you put into it, how much I put into it, and to have, like I said, to have you guys as your wife being so supportive, like it's
Many
all about
blessings on your house, Gamepad. Many blessings.
like I'm going to let you get out of here. I know you got to eat, you got family shit.
Yeah, my dinner's gotten cold. We got some pork chops.
You're supposed to eat that shit while you're on stream, bro. Doesn't it?
Nah, I wasn't gonna do that.
It's not rude. I would have did it. I'm fat. I would have ate that shit while it's hot. But if you got any shout outs you want to do, guys, all his stuff will be in the description below once we get the video uploaded, guys. So be on the lookout for that. That will go up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to have it rendered and all that good stuff by tomorrow morning. That will go up on YouTube. It won't have all the fancy shit that he's talking about transitions and shit. Because it ain't clips and it ain't special highlights. This is gonna be completely raw, dog, and that's how it comes. You get everything that goes on here, it goes there, and then we are also looking to put it on Spotify. I believe. I think that's where my wife is talking about putting it. So be on the lookout for the podcast going to Spotify. We aren't going to mess with Apple because Apple has some new regulations I wasn't down with, and we probably wouldn't have been able to have kept in that lineup or what the fuck gamepad in that lineup because to be quiet, you can't curse and stuff. So, and your man just actually went there. Joe Rogan actually just went over.
You better have a go XLR and be hitting this button with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
I'm actually. Were you able to hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it clicking. I can hear it cutting you out.
The beep.
No, you can't hear the beep, but you can hear it go click, 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 click. You can hear it cutting you off. But definitely. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Now he's making noises. He's showing off because he knows I want one of these fucking things. But it was great having you on, brother. If you got any shout outs, you can let them fly.
Nah, man, I appreciate you having me on, man. I like what you're doing with the highlighting the content creators and stuff. Again, I'm looking to start something like this similar. I don't want to have people on all the time. Like I was saying, Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan, Michael Rappaport. They just spit real shit on their podcast, and that's what I want to do. Talk about anything and everything. And you know, because my wife has been telling me to do it forever. Other people have been telling me to do it forever. So I'm gonna start something like this too. I don't know, like, you know, the graphics thing, and it probably won't be live. It'll probably be a YouTube thing. It probably won't be live, just so I can go off on my tangents like I like to do and talk and not have to worry about chat and all that stuff. So
yeah, what I usually do is I send my guys in. My mods are in there. They usually keep the chat cracking while I'm doing this stuff and get in chat involved with everything. So that's kind of how
I appreciate how many people tuned in the entire time. You had probably like 40 plus most of the time. So I appreciate everybody that took the time to listen because you guys know I like to talk a lot. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Deekster, Yemi, Rayman, Tree Man, Mammary, Gamepad, Perfect Storm, Army, all you guys that hung out.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, guys.
I appreciate it.
In a
I'll see you
bit.
guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the stream, man.
Right.